Good morning, everybody. Wild Man Willie here, and we're getting an early start today. We are up at the Enterprise picking up a pickup truck because with that pickup truck, we are going to go pick up an engine for another pickup truck. The Toyota Hilux 22R has arrived at the local freight depot, and now we got to have a way to get it home. My cohort slash truck owner is in here doing the paperwork to pick us up a chariot to deliver this thing, so that's what we're doing now. I expect we'll be over there. It's just down the road, small town. We should have that thing, the crate on the back of the truck, here in about an hour. Excited to see what it really looks like and what kind of truck they hook us up with. Halfway hoping it'll be one of these little vans or that Isuzu cab over there. We'll see what happens. Anything will do. All right, here we go. It's 1 and 2 complete. We've managed to pick up a truck and pick up an engine, and we've got where we're going. So we got the hoist out here, and we're getting some plywood to sit it on, and then we're going to make like Egyptians and get this big box of trouble to where it goes. Wish me luck, folks. My back hurts just looking at it. Folks, it worked, and I still got all my fingers somehow. 22R sitting in the box on a pallet. Now we just got to run it across the plywood into the yard. But step one, got it out of the truck with no injury. I was interested to see if that hoist would have enough height. Answer is yeah, and then some. So, next step, let's get it to the yard. It's like ancient aliens over here, folks. We're getting it going. Leapfrogging the plywood 2 pieces at a time. Success has happened, though. You can see the old one over there. The new one is in the yard. I'm going to get that pallet apart and see what's beat up there. But this project has been waiting a while. I'm excited. What we have here is a Sunwest Automotive premium remanufactured engine 22R with the RV cam in it for a little extra power. This is the premium version of the engine, not the cheap version of the engine, not the hot rod version either. The medium, the few better parts. So, yes, 22Rs do eventually die. This is what I'm going to do about that. I ain't remanning that old one myself. Too much liability. This has a warranty. And it's from a reputable local company. So I'm excited to see what we get. Old folks, the world's most indestructible engine. Or I say that, it is possible to kill one, but it takes a hell of a lot and things have to go wrong for it to happen. Eventually, almost 40 years later. Replacement is here in the box. We're going to make this truck run another almost 40 years on this one. Probably better with these hotter parts. Exciting. I know you can't see that much in there, but everything I see looks like a very clean, nice unit. Everything is, well, the way I'd like to see it. And we've managed to land it here. We got the engine stand over there. So just a quick swap over with some parts like the oil pan and a few other little accessories. And then we'll be sticking this engine in that 1987 Toyota. Have fun out there. Well, the Trofeo loved it, but that just wasn't enough footage to make a decent video. So let's clean up this nasty, disgusting 22R valve cover and get it ready to put on the new remanufactured engine. We're going to brake clean it down, get it real pretty, and then we're going to shoot some paint on this. I've got several shades of gray laid out, but I think I know which one I'm going to use for this one. We're going to keep it simple. All right, let's get to the metal behind that. And yes, I do have the sticker. I would have masked over it, but it just peeled off easy peasy, so that's how it wanted to come off to go back on. We'll reinstall it. Well, as you can see, that one cleaned up pretty damn nicely. There's still some stainage, but I mean, I don't have to paint that. I don't necessarily. If it wasn't a fully remanufactured engine that was going on that looked beautiful, I would call the client. But we're going to hit it. What we got to do that with is Rust-Oleum barbecue grill gray, which has more of a silvery look than you would think. It's going to be, well, pretty damn neutral and bright, fresh aluminum looking. We're going to use that PCV grommet as its own masking. I'm going to stuff something in that oil fill, and we're going to get this thing shot down. It looking all right before, but now I'm real happy with what we got. See how neutral that finish is? I bet most mechanics have been using that as engine color spray paint for a while. Little darker than natural aluminum, but it doesn't look like somebody went crazy or wild. This well match and look great on top of that engine. We may come back through and highlight up those Toyota letters, maybe with red, I don't know. And we will put the 22R badge back on the front. But a happy, pretty painted valve cover. Going to give that a little bit of time to dry. And later today, we're going to go over there and see about getting the engine off of the pallet and onto the stand and see about dressing any missing components from old engine over to new engine. So, one piece ready to install. Have a great one, everybody. The adventure continues. What we have here is a 22R, and I'm draining out the remainder, well, all of the oil that I left in the damn thing. I was kind of cussing myself for that, but you know what? That'll prevent seizing during its sitting period. But now what we got to do is get this oil pan off and the oil pickup tube and all that stuff off to transfer to the new engine. So we'll get this popped off of there. That'll go back with me tonight for rehab. Plan is to have the new engine up on the stand today and have anything that needs to come off of this off. So let us begin. Made quick work of that oil pan, and honestly, this thing ain't so bad up in there. I mean, look, them pistons are still decently bright on the backside. There's not a whole bunch of trash on the oil pickup. Too bad the compression sucked. Well, that shows me they can take care of an engine well enough. I expect this new one to last them a really long time. I need to get this off to transfer over. May need to pull some more stuff. We're getting it all stripped off right now, though. Looks like I got this one just about undressed. We've got the oil pickup tube off and the coolant heater bypass tube, whatever you want to call that, off. Got the oil pump off. Got the front main pulley off. 3-jaw puller came in real handy for that. Was not hard to turn that main shaft bolt at all. I stuck my wooden hammer in there expecting the worst, and no, it wasn't. It wasn't bad at all. So I think that's everything, at least on this side, that needs to come off. We're going to have a little look at what's underneath the covers on that engine before I proceed much further. But progress being made, I think that's ready to send back to them. All right, it's the moment y'all been waiting for. We got ourselves a 22R and the plastic coming off of it. Ooh, yeah, look at that. I'm going to get the bass guitar riff going for this one. Maybe even the saxophones. I'll get this peeled off of here and see what this looks like. Look at that pretty head. Hey, it looks like that paint I used is probably the exact same kind of paint they used for that head. That means that's going to match real nice. I'm excited. Let's keep it peeling. Let's keep it peeling her back. Oh, yeah. Get that beautiful engine footage. It's not every day that we get to see a 22R born, basically. Pull that sharp, that's a good casting. It didn't cut too bad. Well, we'll have to get it out more to really see the whole thing. I want y'all to see how nice and pretty this is going to be, folks. Yes. Now we have access to our bolt holes to mount our cradle so we can put this on the stand and continue the redress. It certainly appears to be all the old stuff off the engine. I think so anyway. I got that back coolant bypass, whatever you want to call it, off the head. I got my bracketry. I don't see any nuts sticking out of this that I need for anything else anymore. Got a big pile there, and a big pile there, and a big pile everywhere. All sorts of tubes and hoses and brackets and such. Here's the new one. So my next step is I'm going to find the bell housing bolts. We're going to run some in there, and I'm going to go to the hardware store and get some bolts to attach that to the engine stand. We'll put that pretty guy on the stand tonight, and that'll cover it. Just look at the mayhem, folks. We got shit and trash and an old engine and just tools everywhere and a hoist. And wonder what happened. We got ourselves a brand new remanufactured 22R, fresh from Sun Automotive, sitting on this stand. Sunwest Automotive, they've got their badges on it in several places. They even laser engraved it on the new oil pump and timing cover. Folks, that's a pretty engine. Everything I've seen I'm happy about so far. Comparing to the old one, everything looks the same except fresh and clean. So that's up in the stand. So that's ready to deal with. We're going to wrap that up tight, protect it from the weather. I tore all this off of it today and a little more. I'm going to take some of these pieces with me for rehab, clean up, and paint. But now all we got to do is clean up this huge mess so that the client don't get mad about the disaster I made of the yard. But you know what? We still got some daylight left. Have fun out there, everybody.